You're now listening to the 1130 podcast. Enjoy the show.
I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast, Dre your Willsy is the one. Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Yeah. I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it. 1130 podcast, Dre your Willsy is the one.
He the one, nigga.
So let's get it,
baby. He the one.
Who with me?
So the breeze, baby.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Y'all already know what it is, man. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1130 podcast. What's good, everybody doing out there on this beautiful Wednesday, man? Back at it. Yes, you know what time it is. It's not 7:30. It's 11:30. Yes, it's time for the podcast. Good morning to everyone who's listening to me on EB Radio this morning. Yes, I'm so excited. Yes, man. And thank everyone who's joining me back here on YouTube, man. For real. Speaking of YouTube, I want to thank everyone who support the 1130 podcast, watch it, who tune in, who share it. I thank you guys for helping me reach another big milestone in the 1130 podcast journey, helping to get monetized and all that great stuff, man. It's just the beginning. We're going up from here, for real, man. But speaking of YouTube, and like I was saying, man, if you're new to the 1130 podcast and you haven't done so already, subscribe to the 1130 podcast YouTube channel, like it, leave a comment, do all that great stuff. And don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, man, yo, it's going to be an amazing show. I got a lot to get off my chest, man. For real, I had a dope guest that was going to be joining me, man. My man, A. Millie, man. He wasn't able to join me this week. It was a little bit last minute notice, though. But, man, we had a whole lot of shit to, throw at us, man, because of this whole hacking and scamming shit, man, that's been going on. Because, bruh, man, we're going to get into all of it. Shout out my guest JoJo, who was on last week from the Say Word podcast. I appreciate you, my guy. Shout you out, man. More collaborations with the Say Word podcast, man, is coming up in the near future, man. But you guys, man, we ain't gonna waste no more time. We're gonna get into the show, you guys. Yes, man, for real. We're gonna start it off with the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room, we're gonna kick it off with the WTF moment of the week, you guys. Yes, man, for real. Oh, man, where do I even start, man? Man, last week on Monday, man, just, getting up and everything. And Mondays is kind of like the day, I do some editing, especially for the podcast here on EB Radio. And I'm just, getting my day started and everything like that. And that's why I said, A. Millie, he was going to be on. Some things, came up, but he wasn't able to be on. Try to have him on next week for the 2-year anniversary of the 1130 podcast. So I hope you guys tune in for that, for real. But yeah, man, I was definitely bringing my man A. Millie on because I was like, yo, we definitely got to talk about this shit, man. We was just cracking up on the phone, man, just going back and forth on Instagram, man, because I had to create a new Instagram account for everyone who's listening right now. Please follow the 1130 podcast new Instagram account at the 1130 podcast _ But nonetheless, you guys, the WTF moment, man. Yes, last Monday I got hacked, man. Yes, and I was, like I said, I was getting my day started, and out of the blue, well, I got a text message from another guy who was here on the podcast. Shout out to my guy Jimmy from the Sexy Cool Lounge podcast, and we was just chopping it up. And then I got a text message from my guy A. Millie, and A. Millie, man, what it seems to be A. Millie though. It said, can I have your phone number? And I'm like, can I have your phone number? I'm like, all right, cool. We'd be cool. We chopped it up on the podcast before. Maybe he got something cool to show me or talk about or whatever like that. Maybe he has some ideas or whatever. So I was just like, all right, gave him my phone number. So, and then I say, what's up? He said, oh, man, I got locked out of my IG account. I need to reset my password. And I'm like, LOL. And I laughed at it and I was like, okay, cool. And the person was like, I keep saying it's A. Millie though, but obviously it wasn't. But the person was like, sent it right back to me. So, and everybody was like, yo, man, you must have clicked on a link or whatever like that. I didn't click on a link. I just copy and paste the link and sent it back to him. And man, I looked up and I looked down because I just posted a promo clip of my man JoJo, who was going to be on the podcast, or who was on the podcast last week. But, I just posted a promo. And then all of a sudden, once I looked down, I was logged out of my Instagram. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, what is going on? So I try to log back in. I'm trying to log back in and everything, and it will not let me log back in. And I'm like, okay, I know my password and everything. And it just keeps saying incorrect password. But the funny thing about this one was when I kept trying to like sign back in, because even if I don't use my password for Instagram, I sign back in through Facebook. So it kept bringing up an old profile that I used to have, yours truly _ Dre 90. And I got, I got locked out of that account because somebody was, Instagram was something about, fishing or whatever like that, and it kept giving me or saying, yo, you want to log into this one? I'm like, bro, I didn't log into this account like in a year and a half or so, bro. Like, why isn't it giving me the option? So I kind of like clicked on it and it was like, no, you can't log in or whatever. Like, so I'm like, what's the point here? What's the fucking point and what's going on? I'm getting so irritated. But nonetheless, like, I'm just saying, and babe, like, what's going on? I'm like, I just got locked out of my Instagram account. Like, I don't even know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. And then I log into an old Instagram account that I had with my brother with the business jump, the King City jump. And I'm texting the person who's supposed to have been 8 million. I'm texting him like, yo, dude, what's going on and everything like that. And then I look at a message that I sent from that profile to the profile, and it got seen. So I was like, hold up, wait a minute. You know how at the bottom of the message it say sent, the person seen it and stuff like that. And I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Okay, this must be some catfish here. This must be some scamming type shit. You feel me? And I'm like, dang, this say it was sent right here. Then when I looked at it and I said, hey, hello, what's going on? The person was like, can I have your phone number? And I was like, oh shit, I done got scammed here. And then one thing led to another. I'm getting a message from my guy Chris, from Conversing with Chris. He like, yo, Brody, you messaging me on IG? I'm like, nah, man, I ain't messaging you on IG. He's showing me the whole screenshot of everything of, how I, got hacked and, what's going on. He gave the person their phone number. He didn't go any further. And I'm just getting messages and big messages. And I'm like, yo, man, this is crazy, bro. Nobody, like, people don't have no life. They really don't have no life. It's just sad. You sit around and just want to scam, and for what though? Like, I'm clearly clueless. But the story gets good, man. Well, the story got good for me, or at least it took a turn after a little while. Then they wound up posting something on the 1130 podcast, the old Instagram page and stuff. They posted something with the Cash App, and before that, I'm still getting messages from everybody, even groups I'm in, saying, yo, man, people thinking it's me. They, asking for Cash Apps and all this other crazy stuff or whatever like that, and emails. But nonetheless, after that, man, they post something with a Cash App and saying, yo, man, I just, the whole scammer, Forex trader, caption that they say, man, you could do it today, man. You could flip 500 to this, that, or blah, 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 or whatever the case was. And I'm like, wow, bro, like really wow. And my cousin hit me up. It's like, yo, did you just post this? I'm like, no, I ain't post this. I just got scammed. And everybody like, yo, your Instagram all right now? I was like, man, yo, I just got hacked. I ain't get scammed. I got hacked. I got hacked. And I'm like, bro, and I'm sitting with my fiance and we on YouTube and we just trying to figure out what can I do to get access back into my account. And the stuff that keep coming up is people who got their account disabled. Now the account wasn't disabled; it was just hacked into. So when they got into the account, they changed the whole password immediately. That was one thing they changed immediately. So right after that, I changed everything, every password. I was like, this ain't about to happen again. For real, you work hard and, to build up a profile, it's crazy though, man. It really is. But yeah, I changed everything from that point on. Yeah, because once they got in it, that's the first thing they did. They changed the password. So I went into everything else, man, all my YouTube's, Facebook, and changed the password immediately because my password. I don't try to make it difficult. I don't know anybody try to make the password too difficult, but something they can remember though. But something not everyone can figure out. But nonetheless, though, man, yeah, they posted that and. Once my cousin hit me, she was like, "Yo, this." I was like, "Nah, that ain't me." And then what threw me all the way off to a loop, man. My sister boyfriend, man, hit me up, man, and I just was like, "Yo, what in the world, yo?" Because he was calling, he was like, "Yo, man, I'm trying to get on that right there, man. Like for real, let me hold something, man. Like teach me how to get $10,000 or whatever." I'm like, "What?" You feel me? It threw me off for like a good 5 seconds, but I'm like, "Really, bro? You really believe that shit, bro? Like for real, you really believe that shit?" He was like, "Yeah, man. Like for real, I'm trying to get on with it." And I'm like, "Come on, bro." I'm like, "Really?" And I said, "Really?" I said, "Bro, my account got hacked." And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I did see that." The part what really blew me, the part that really got to me though, is the fact that the matter is, man, he ain't got a call or and how long or whatever like that. And the first thing was, "Yo, you know what, man? Like, teach me how I can get that, bro. Like, how I can get that money." Like, you feel me? I know it's hard times and I know the pandemic going on, but still though, like I don't want that to be the first thing you say now. "Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, how you doing?" or whatever like that. But I get the call and say, "Oh yeah, man, like you got $10,000." Like no, bro. And I think any type of people, bro, it don't matter who they are, bro. You gotta distance yourself from that, bro, because nah, that's negative. That's not a good intentions or whatever. Like I said, I know it's hard times, and it's rough, but no, I don't want that type of energy, bro. People, you ain't call, you ain't say, "Yo, bro, I like the episode you did on the 11:30 podcast," but you can call and say something about some money that was a scam that you actually saw in the story when I posted. From the Facebook, I posted a screenshot in the IG because I had to create a whole new IG account. You feel me? It was the 11:30 podcast, but I kept explaining to everyone, "Yo, my new account is the 11:30," but I kept saying underscore, so I just it's the 11:30 podcast underscore. But I was like, bro, I posted in the story and everybody's seen it because everybody kept asking, and you called and say that. And then not only that, a couple of days later, you feel me? He posted a video on his Instagram saying, "Yo, man, you know what? I just got $500 and I just flipped it and I don't know how to make 5,000. You feel me? Like, now I ain't knocking nobody hustle, bro, but you can keep that farther away. I don't need that type of energy. I don't need none of that, near me, bro. I'm on some positive shit. I'm trying to be uplifting and do what I gotta do. You feel me? Like it's too many people out here, bro, that's trying to scam. Like that is the new thing, B. Like that is the new thing. A guy who I had on my wrestling podcast, Freddie Hudson, his page was like that. His page like that. And I was like, "Oh, wow, he got scammed." Like they going all over Instagram scamming people. For real. Shout out to my guy, DJ The Last Mode, man, from the Ride the Way podcast, from the EB Radio family. He didn't even tag me in it. And I think that was even more funnier, man, because I saw his Instagram story. And the person, who hacked the account, they were still doing their thing over the weekend, man. Like still going, around trying to ask people for their phone numbers. After this been a whole week past or whatever. But he contacted DJ The Last Mode, pretending to be me, saying, "Hey, can I get, can I have your phone number?" He was like, "I got locked out." And DJ The Last Mode was like, "No, too bad." It was so funny, man. So shout out to my guy DJ The Last Mode, man, for man, keeping me covered, man, for real. Cause I was like, a little bit of me was like, damn, bro, like social media is how, I get my guests and I reach out to people, and I don't want people to be thinking, it's really not me, like, I'm like, yes, it's me. I'm the only 11:30 podcast, man. So like, bro, like it's really ass crazy. And it's not like they going on the joke, man, like, "Oh yeah, I'm pretending to be," because A Millie, when we was on the phone, A Millie was saying, "Yo, man, they was posting pictures of Benzes and posting pictures of like, and people hitting you up." And I'm like, bro, like, Kill. Like they should have put a whole that Monday. They should have put a cyber attack is going out right now for real. Like me and A Millie was cracking up laughing, bro. This gotta been the longest WTF moment, bro. But I said it, man. I'm gonna start it off, and I gotta get something off my chest, man. Babe said you need to go out, man. You need to go on my guys Terry and them to get it off the chest podcast, to get it off your chest. And I was like, that'd be a good ass idea. I gotta hit them up, but man, oh man, man. Like, bro, they had me going all Monday last week, bro. And I just had to create a whole new account after getting locked out of the last one. And I'm like, really? Like, that's what we on, though. That's what we on. Like, people don't have no life, bro. People don't have no life. And like I was saying, bro, you got to distance yourself away from certain people. It don't matter. It don't matter. As soon as you get $100, $200, a motherfucker got their hand out. No, bro. No, man. Like, nah, I can show you how to get it. You feel me? We could work together. We could work together. But you just having your hand out because I work hard or I make it, that like, damn, like I make it look that good. You feel me? Like, who hate on a dude in a wheelchair, though? Like, for real, though. Like, I thank God every day that I still got, my mobility, the mobility that I have to do what I, need to do or whatever like that. But come on, bro. Like, who hates on a person in a wheelchair? You must have no life and you must just can't figure it out. Like, come on, bro. Like, WTF all the way, B. For real, certain people just don't deserve your time. They don't deserve your energy. You feel me? When you pay that phone bill, you got the right to answer the phone. You feel me? Not like, I got this little collaboration going on with my guy JoJo from the Say Word podcast, and he was asking me for my number, and I was like, I'm a little nervous, but we was talking business, all some good stuff though. But yo, man, you gotta watch your surroundings. Be everybody don't have good intentions, and everybody don't wish you well, man, for real. Because once you and I, and learning, after podcasting, going on 2 years. Once again, the 2-year anniversary of the 1130 podcast is next week here on EB Radio and YouTube. But man, learning, man. A lot of people, they love to see you post, just regular ass shit on Instagram or Facebook or, post, just little stuff. But once you post, yo, man, I made this accomplishment or I did this or I did that, you don't get no love. It's like motherfucker turn a blind eye. You feel me? They turn a whole blind eye, so you damn if you do, damn if you don't, right? So it's crazy, though. It's crazy. But you got to it's all the way you look at it. You can't just, and the first thing I say to myself, and going into this, once again, 2 years and learning that it's going to be obstacles. It's going to be ups and downs. It's going to be a roller coaster, boy. It's going to be a ride. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. And I love roller coasters, though. But enjoy it, though. But, it's going to be times where it's going to be a low, it's going to be a high, and people are going to try to, tear you down or, hate on you or whatever like that. But, man, hey, you know what, man? The devil was always working, and I wasn't letting that get to me. So I said, you know what, man? I'm just going to create another account and move on and just, add everybody. But, yo, man, like, it's crazy, man. Like, man, people, like I said, everybody is on scamming things, man. Like, for real. What's going on, though? Like, people can't get a job, and of course, some jobs ain't, hiring. Some are, but, people are on them scamming shits, man. We're going to move on from me getting scammed and shit like that, but WTF all the way, though. But speaking of scam, you guys, for everybody out there who applied for them PPP loans and stuff last year, the year before last, or whatever like that, man, you didn't do what you were supposed to do. You better be, watching out, man, for real, because former football player, plays for the Chicago Bears. Can't even think of his name right now. I had his name down here somewhere. But nonetheless, though, the moral of the story is, though, he applied for PPP loans, and instead of using it for his business, he bought jewelry and clothes and all bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of stuff. Now he's gone to prison, though. So everybody out there that's on them bullshit ass scammings, and I had Kendra Crump on some months ago, and we was talking about this. People will be in your inboxes and DMs about Forex traders and want to flip this, and man, get the hell on out of here, bro. Like, get the hell on out of here, bro. Like, people just have no life, man. It's sad. It really is, bro. It really is, man. WTF though? Like I said, man, for real. All they ain't giving away shit free, man. I'm telling you that right now. For real. Speaking of football, though, man, yo, RIP to Thomas, former football player, passed away, you guys, last week. Former Denver Broncos. It was a medical issue, and he was only 33 years old, man. It was just real sad, man. And, you gotta live your life, man. And whatever, life is short. You gotta live your life also, but life is short. And, just don't take anything for granted. My charger was messing up on me, over the weekend. And sometimes, I don't charge my chair every night, but, I tend to remind myself, man, I got to charge it because you just never know, what the day, can hold. You might got to get the fuck up out of it. You might got to, put it on outside fast and get going, but, you just never know, man. And just prayer goes out to his family, the whole Denver Broncos organization. Man, it's really, really, really sad, man. Really young guy at that too, and he, I believe he helped the Broncos win a Super Bowl. So, man, yeah, man, like that is really, really sad. Speaking of sports, man, while we on the sports, my Baltimore Ravens, man, not looking real good right now. So all my Baltimore Ravens fans out there, we need to, get together. We need to say a prayer for the Baltimore Ravens and also for my guy Lamar, Jackson. He got injured this past Sunday. He was taken out, but he came back. We had an opportunity to win the game, but didn't go for us. Didn't go for us on that though. But also, obviously from DC, my aunt hit me up and was like, "Yeah, I'm about to call you and talk shit to you." And I was like, "About to call and talk shit to me?" She was like, "Yeah, I know you see the score. Don't be mad. The Cowboys whipping that ass." And I'm like, I'm not a Washington Redskins fan or Washington football fan. And I was like, nah, I like the Ravens though. She was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I had it all, planned. I had it all lined up what I was going to say and everything." And I was like, nah, But that was a good game though, for real. That was a good game. Cowboys and, the Washington football team. Usually that game takes place around Thanksgiving. And, I noticed, a couple of weeks ago that it obviously didn't take place, on Thanksgiving. But hey, good game it was. Haneke, hey, he DC's, quarterback, man. He doing the damn thing. I like what he doing, man, for real. I ain't gonna hold you. I like what he doing. Speaking of what I like who's doing, man, for real. Megan Thee Stallion, you guys. Yes, Megan Thee Stallion, you guys, is graduated, man. Yo, from TCU. That tells you right now, bro, it's never too late to do whatever you want to do in life. Yes, man, she received her bachelor's degree in health administration, and that's dope, with everything going on in the world right now, then, yo, that is really dope. Like I said, man, she's now dubbing herself the smart. We're dubbing this the smart girl winner or whatever. But nonetheless, it's never too late. It's never too late to go back to school. It's never too late to accomplish whichever you want to accomplish. Don't let no one tell you, man, oh, yo, you 55 years old and you going back to school, bro. Why my age gotta, be a factor of what I'm doing? You feel me? Just because you are 56 and you sitting at home smoking cigarettes all day, I got to be doing the same thing? Like, no, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Do whatever you want to do, bro. And I noticed another thing. I watched the interview with my man Kevin Hart, and he said one thing on it that I thought was real dope, man. People are only happy with the certain versions of you. Like if you been around a person or you've been around family members, whoever it could be, friends for, a long amount of time or whatever, or a certain period of time of your life, and you may indulge in certain activities or you did a certain stuff. They only, and now you don't do them. They only like that. They like, oh man, I remember when you used to do that, man. Like, and they say it with a big smile on their face, man. Damn, you used to crush that bottom, man. I used to like that, and you don't even drink no more. Like, they like that person. They like the fact that you used to drink because so they can drink with you now. You feel me? Now you don't drink no more. You don't see them. They nowhere near around. You don't smoke. They can't even ask you for a cigarette. You feel me? Because you don't smoke no more. Hey, no need to go there. You feel me? Like, people are only happy with the versions that they, are cool with of you, bro. Like, and bro, like, people are so shady. And you just gotta say fuck it, bro. You gotta say fuck it and just move on, bro. And don't even pay nobody no mind. Fuck what people think about you, bro. Keep your head up. Talk to God. Take care of your family. And do what you gotta do, bro. For real. Especially our black men and women out here, because it's rough out here for us. And it's been rough, but it's rough, out here. Especially for a black man. We may not make it back in the house. You feel me? So, man, for real, do whatever you gotta do. Don't let a motherfucker tell you nothing. For real, hard work pays off. And once again, I want to thank everybody, man, for tuning in this week here on the 1130 podcast. Thank everyone who support the 1130 podcast, watch the 1130 podcast on YouTube, and even listen to the 1130 podcast here on EB Radio each and every Wednesday, man. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Oh, man, it's been a great episode, you guys, man. But, yo, it's just the beginning, man. We're just getting started here on the podcast. I got more show coming up. Yo, shout out to my guy, Paul Jackson, man. He sent in some questions. We're going to do it a little different this week since I'm riding solo, man. But we got the hot seat coming up and more right after this break, you guys. You're listening, you're watching to the 1130 podcast, man. Don't go nowhere.
Yo, what up? This your boy Kenneth Stone, aka Coffee Weaston.
This your boy DOE, Good Brother Bowl.
And we are the Dirty Hills. You already know, man, you tuning in to 1130 podcast. Mm-hmm. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Dude, that's my job. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Yeah. And you have been Dirty Hills approved.
Yo, we back here on EB Radio and YouTube. Appreciate everyone sticking with me throughout the commercial break, man. It's been an amazing show here this week here on the 1130 podcast. If you're just joining in, man, I had to get some things off my chest earlier in the show because I got hacked last week, man. That bullshit, man. People just don't have no life, man. For real. But if you haven't done so already, follow the new 1130 podcast IG page at the 1130 podcast _ for real, man. But we're going to get back into the show. Like I said before the commercial break, my guy Paul Jackson, this week I was doing something a little different. I sent out a little survey, man, on Facebook, and a couple of people responded back. Sent me an email, actually, and they're going to send me some hot seat questions, and I'm going to be back in the hot seat, man, for real. I know Babe watching, because she had me in the hot seat a couple of weeks ago. But that's coming up, you guys, in just a bit, you guys. Before we move on, the condolences, man, go out to all the lives that was lost in the Midwest and in the South, throughout Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, man, with tornadoes, man. Like a lot of people lost their lives, man. And I just, man, I just wish, that what I can do from here is to send my prayers and just hope, a speedy recovery and everyone get well and, get back safe to their families, man. Because I know that, it had to be a tragic situation. And just, man. We was talking about that I was talking about that a couple of weeks ago, just, here living in DC, man, and just been so blessed and so grateful, man, that we get the edge of anything that comes here, like anything. It's going to be a tornado warning in Maryland or anything. We get the little, the edge of it. It get a real windy, it'll rain a little hard, but that's about it, man. That's about it. We'll get some hurricanes, some real strong winds, though, but man, I just once again, prayers goes out there to everybody, man, in the Midwest and the South, man, for real. But you guys know we're gonna move on here on the 1130 podcast, you guys. Yo, man, Jesse Smollett, you guys. Yes, Jesse Smollett, you guys. Do you stand by Jesse Smollett? He was found guilty last week. I believe it was last week, of lying to the cops. I think this whole situation with him is the whole reason why the show Empire went down the toilet in a way. And I guess, also with the rise of Power, Power was kind of like the little opposite of Empire, but Power was on Stars. It was on a not, regular TV, they could curse and do other stuff. So it was more hot and more steamy and more, more provocative than, Empire. But I think, with the Jussie Smollett situation, played a huge factor in that. But the fact that, I guess it took this long and it just been drawn out this long is real crazy to me though. But hey, I guess that's the question of the week, you guys. Do you guys stand by Jussie Smollett? Do you think he innocent? Do you think he guilty? You let me know. Leave a comment below, man, for real. But you guys, man, we're going to move on here on the 1130 podcast. It's time for the 1130 podcast hot seat. And yo, man, for real, I want to shout out once again one of my supporters, man, who support the 1130 podcast. Sent the email, man, and I had a survey out, man, who want to put me in the hot seat. And, a lot of people be nervous, man. Come on, the 1130 podcast. A lot of people just be nervous in general. But my guy Paul sent some questions in. I'm going to be in the hot seat this week once again, you guys, for real. We're going to keep this thing going here every other week, man. Maybe when I don't have a podcast or when I do, let me know. If you want to put me in the hot seat, email me, the1130podcast@gmail.com, or just DM me on social media, man, for real. Let's get into the hot seat, man, for real. Question number 1. Who is your real life hero? My real life hero, man, I got to say, man, I want to say, man, my mom. My mom was, a single mom, raised on 4 of her children, to be the best mom she could be, had 2 jobs, and, just had to sacrifice a lot of things, wherever, we might didn't have a full meal that night, but we had something to eat, but I want to say my mom, because she did what she had to do to, provide for one of us, and also she did what she had to do, raising me, a son having a disability, was challenging, especially growing up and stuff, doctor's office, and I know it was a headache and stuff. So I gotta say my mom, is my real life hero, put the cape on her, be superhero cherry. Miss Superhero Cherry. All right, next one. Do you believe that the day will come when computers will be more intelligent than humans? Yes. Like, yes, all the way, man. Like, I talked about it on the podcast, man. Like, man, go back and watch an old episode, man. For real. Like, I appreciate it. For real, catch up on the 1130 podcast. But it was a one specific episode where I was talking about were the dog robots, man, where I think they supposed to be some type of security dog robots. And, I seen one on the news, and I don't believe everything you see on the news or on TV in general or the internet, but just, robots, man, look at it, bro. Like, they make movies about, diseases and, pandemics, and, it happens in life, bro. Like, this world is going to come to an end one day, bro. Like, but nonetheless, like, yeah, I believe robots are coming. Yeah, it's slowly but surely they're gonna have everybody out the grocery stores, and they're gonna have robots there, and they're gonna replace everything. For real, it's gonna be robots, man. For real, that's what I believe. All right, next one. How do you rank these 3 according to importance? Career, family, and love. Well, family, obviously, number 1, family is number 1. You got to have family, whether you got kids, whether it's your mom, your dad, or whatever like that. Family is number 1, man. I would say career number 2, and love, because it can go hand in hand with a bunch of these. Some people don't have family. Some people got Grammy family. So some people, been heartbroken and had their heart broke. So they don't want to be in a relationship or want no love. So career will be number 1 to them, and maybe, if they decide to have kids or whatever like that. But, it could go different ways. But me personally, I say family, career, and love, man, for real. You got to do what you got to do, man. Make it happen, man, for real. Do you believe that people of the opposite sex can be the best of friends? That's a good one. That's a really, 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 really good one. Yes and no, to a certain extent, like if you guys are friends and you guys seeing each other every day, and like feelings can get involved because you guys are the opposite sex. Like, it's 2021. about to be 2022. So shit is way different nowadays. So I'm not even really going to go there and say that though. But I say yes and no. You know, like if you have if you're in a relationship and maybe that's just your friend. You know, I had a couple of buddies who just was like, oh yeah, that's just my friend. You feel me? I had a bro who was actually with my sister at one point, and you know, he just had a best friend. You know, and that was his best friend. She was gay though, but that was his best friend. I guess that defeats the purpose. But yeah, that was his best friend. So I say yeah and no to a certain degree though. But okay, before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what are you going to Hey yo, this is so crazy because I was just talking about this earlier when my aunt called me and was talking about the Cowboys and Redskins game, and she was like, "Yeah, I had everything planned out. I have everything I wanted to say and everything." You're like, hell yes, bro. You ever like, you know? I remember, man, when times were just rough, and I was just like, "Yo, man, I need a job, man," and every job just kept saying no, no, no. But you know, you just go on that job interview and you just waiting. So you just like, all right, I'm gonna have everything planned out because you call them back and back and back. So this is like the 8th time you done called today, or maybe in a week or so. So you got to be like, yo, you gotta have it planned out what you gonna say, or definitely like, you know, when you was little and you know you got called, or you know, definitely like when I was little and my mother was at work, so you know she'd be like, don't call me if I'm at work if it's an emergency. But you know, I'm sitting there trying to rehearse this conversation or this phone call that I'm about to call her and ask her, can she bring some McDonald's home? Like, for real. So, hell yeah, man. Always, man. All right. Do you believe in giving people second chance? Yes. And why? Because I think everybody deserves a second chance, you know? Yes, you know, life, we only get one life, and that's it. That's a wrap, you know? And, you know, with some people, you know, you give people a second chance, you give them a second chance to fuck you over again, or you give them a second chance to, you know, yeah, but I'm a big believer of second chances. You know, everybody make mistakes. You know, we're not perfect. Life is not perfect. It's no one that's perfect. You know, we're gonna make mistakes. That's the point of life, to learn from our mistakes, to grow. Now, that's on the individual, whether they want to give that person a second chance or say, you know what, I believe in you, we can do this over again, or, you know, I love you, or whatever the case may be. You know, that's up to that individual, you know, to give, you know, that obviously individual, you know, a second chance or whatever like that. You know, it could be a job. You know, you could do something at the job and they could be like, yo, you know what? I don't know. We're going to take you back. And they say, yo, we're going to give you a second chance. You know, like I said, I believe everybody needs a second chance, or deserves, not need, deserves a second chance. You know, and if you blow that second chance, that's your ass. For real, that is your ass. Hey, yo, man. Paul, man. Hey, yo, I appreciate the questions, man. For real. Thank you so much, man. Paul Jackson, thank you. You didn't leave the social media, man. For real. Damn. But yo, Paul Jackson, I appreciate you so much. I thank everyone for tuning in this weekend with the 1130 podcast. This has been a dope episode. Appreciate it so much. Before I head on out of here and go, I hope everyone enjoy your holidays or are enjoying your holidays. And I hope you guys tune back in next week here on EB Radio and YouTube for the 2-year anniversary of the 1130 podcast. I'm so excited. I'm so stoked. It's always love in the podcast. And speaking of love in the podcast, the shirt, get you a shirt, get you some merchandise. Go to the 1130 podcast Instagram page at the 1130 podcast _ Click the link in the description, get you some merch, or hit the link in the description down below on YouTube, man. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it a lot. For real. Thank you, man. It's been a wonderful show. It's been a blessed Wednesday. Thanksgiving was beautiful. My birthday was beautiful. Thank everyone. Thank EB Radio for the fantastic post celebrating Dre on Will's birthday. And yo, man, like after last week, man, I was like, damn it, I just thought I'm mad at this episode. I got more to say. I'm about to get it off my chest, but I'm gonna wait till next week, man. But yo, the week has come and it's gone. And I will see you guys next week here on the podcast. But before I go, you guys, you know what time it is, man. Don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. Follow me on Twitter, you guys, at the 1130 podcast. Like the 1130 podcast on Facebook. And once again, follow me on Instagram at the 1130 podcast _ If you'd like to be a guest here on the podcast, email me, That's the 1130 podcast at gmail.com, or just DM me on social media so we can work, man, for real. And also, the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. I appreciate it, man, so much. 5.4 thousand downloads, total plays. You guys keep coming back every Friday. Keep coming back. The 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. It's going up, man. Everything, man. It's going up from here. Thank you guys so much. Yo, it's more to come. It's the 2-year anniversary next week here on the 1130 podcast. And for all y'all hackers out there who don't got no motherfucking life, you need to get a life and go do something, man. For real. For real. Like, come on, bro. Get a life. They ain't got no life. You know what they probably ain't got in their life? They probably ain't download the EB Radio app. You feel me? Like, man, life just be going. I can't wait to get up and play the EB Radio app. For real. Be having a dope music, dope jams, exclusive podcasts like Ride the Wave. They coming back, man, the new year. So shout out to my guys at the Ride the Wave podcast, the Honestly Helen podcast. Shout out everybody, man, who be on the EB Radio app, who support us, and we support y'all, man. Thank you guys so much. This was another great episode. I'm about to be on out of here. This was another great episode. I'm out of here, on out of here. You guys, man, stay blessed, stay safe. Give all the glory to God, man. For real, won't he do it? Yo, it's your man Dre, a.k.a. Dre on Wheels. And I'm out.
I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels, he is the new one. Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Yeah. I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it. 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels, he is the one.
He the one, nigga.
So let's Breeze, baby.
He the one.
With me,
So
yeah.
Breeze, baby.
Let's get it. You with me. Yeah, they gon' hate, but they ain't stopping this. I'ma keep making hits. Dre and Wills, you know it ain't no copying. Was you sitting there on the carpet with us? Yeah, we knew we had some options. We blessed.